Alright, I'm gonna let y'all watch me weld this entire side right here. It's 48 inches is what this is. I'm gonna start on this end down here, and I'm gonna be pulsing it about half to 3/4 of an inch at a time and moving. Just keep doing that moving. I'm gonna come out about 4 inches, and I'm gonna jump right here, and I'm gonna catch about 4 inches, and I'm gonna come to that end down there and get that down yonder. So hang on tight. This is gonna take a little bit. So you can hear the metal on the tank starting to pop a little bit as I'm welding. If you'll listen, you'll hear it. You hear it? That's that metal expanding right there because of that heat. Alright, now go back and start back over on this one. closing on up. I only got about 11 inches to go, and I'll have her closed all in. Alright, now I'm going to tie these corners. These corners, you'll be able to see me when I get down there on that one, what I do. Now I get this one right here. Yeah, you'll be able to see me. Alright, that looks pretty good. Alright. Now, that's all tomorrow evening now. I gotta weld these other two, these end pieces here or whatever. But tomorrow evening, probably, I don't know what time it is right now. It's not dark yet, so it's probably about 7:30. About 5 o'clock. Which, I don't know when y'all watch this, I'm not sure. But maybe watch this Thursday. So, I'll be pressure testing this thing on Thursday too. So, that means Thursday afternoon at 5 o'clock, I'll cross your fingers when I put air to this thing, which I don't put but about 1/4 pound of air in it. All I want to do is just get some air in it to go out a pinhole in it if there's a pinhole somewhere on it where I weld it. Just keep your fingers crossed that I got 0 pinholes on this one. The best I've ever done on a tank has been 2 pinholes. I've had as many as 20 something pinholes in a tank, which ain't no big deal. You just mark them with a soapstone, take the grinder and grind it out and weld back over it. And that's that's all you gotta do to fix it, just weld it back up. You let the air off of it first before you weld it, but I'd like to weld one together. Didn't have no pinholes in it for once in my life. But it looks good right there, man. It looks good. The reason why I'm not hitting it and welding, of course, one reason is because of warpage. I don't want to warp it. And then the other reason is because this metal's pretty thin with this 11 gauge, which is 1/8 inch thick stuff. I don't want to burn this back. I don't want to burn it back or anything. So by pulsing it like that, like hitting it and then letting off of it, it doesn't allow it time to start burning back into that flange on that lid right there. So it keeps it all nice and even all the way across when you're doing it like that. And that's the beauty of a wire welder or a MIG welder. You know, you can do that. I mean, you can sit there and you can pulse that thing, man. If you were doing that arc welding, oh my God, you'd be here. You could do it with an arc welder, but it wouldn't be near as easy as what that is. And of course too, where that lip is right there on that thing, there's a little bit of a gap right there also, and so it makes it, you can just fill that in without having to beat that gap down or anything. You can fill that in, fill that thing right in with that wire welder right there. So I don't know how long that video is. Let's see. Oh, it's 11 minutes. Another thing too is let me flip this around so I'm not looking at it. The other thing too is I like to be comfortable when I'm doing, so you see I'm on the stool so I can move around, because I can't do anything if I'm not real comfortable. And you see I've got on full leather tonight. I'm sweating like a hoe in church right now, but the leather allows me to lay all over it, put my arms on it, and the leather's so thick that I'm not going to get burned. You can see all that burn on that leather from where I've welded with this thing on over the years. But anytime I'm showing up getting after it, I always wear leather, and then it protects me, and I can just lay right on it, right up next to the weld, and lay a good bead down. And I had a couple people comment on my video about the grinder, about how I scared them getting that grinder so close to my shirt tail. I've actually did that before, got it caught, and that's no fun. But several years ago I had a scooter in here broke in half, pulled it half, put a new center section on, and I had this leather on right here. I've got a 15 amp Makita 9-inch grinder, a Hoss Daddy. I'm talking about one of those 1950 models that is just, I mean, when you mash the trigger on it, it'll go. Well, that thing, I was in between that center section on that scooter, and I fooled around, I stuck that grinding rock in that center section, and it caught. There's a gap in there just wide enough for me to stick that rock up under, because on those frames of those scooters you got the bottom belly pan plate on it, and then there's another plate right here that center section butts up against, but it's not all the way down on the belly pan plate. There's just enough room to stick that grinding rock in between there, and that's what I was doing. I was sticking that thing in there, and that thing grabbed in there, and it sent that grinder back at me wide open, right into my chest right there. I literally thought I had really jacked myself up, because it hit me right in the middle of my chest right there. And I knew it hadn't ground me, but I thought I'd done broke something, you know, in there. But this leather, this thick leather, saved me that day. It didn't even hurt me other than just being sore in my chest. It was like getting kicked in the chest by a mule or something. But anytime I'm showing enough getting after it out here, I'll suit up like I am right now. So this will be a standalone video because it's so long, and what I'm going to do now is I'm not going to film it, but I'm going to stand the tank up on each end now and weld these ends out, and then I'll go ahead and put the tie downs on the spot that's facing down. That's what I'm going to do. Been asked a lot about the baffles. This video is going to come before the baffles. I've got a video, a really good video of the baffles, how I made them, everything step by step on them. just be patient, because that's gonna take me some editing on that video. These last few videos that y'all seen, I hadn't had to do any editing. I just moved them over to my phone and uploaded them straight from my phone from the camera, and because I hadn't really had any time to sit down. So tomorrow night I'll have some time to sit down, and maybe Saturday you'll get to see maybe a baffle video, if not Monday, because I got a special video coming out for Sunday. We got some stuff going on Friday that I hadn't mentioned to y'all about. That's going to be pretty cool. It's going to be cool and sad at the same time, but y'all will see what's going to happen Friday that I'm going to film Friday will be Sunday's video. And it's just, I'm not going to let y'all in on a secret. Y'all just going to have to hang tight, but it's going to be a special video, really special, and all. But I'm going to let y'all go for now, and y'all have a good Thursday, and I'll see y'all later. There she is, man. Got the tie downs on the front face of it. You can use these for tie downs up here too. You know, they're just for lifting, but you can use them for tie downs too. The only thing I got to do is now I just got to take that piece of angle iron over there, and I'm going to cut it about 4 inches wide, and it's going to go right there. And then I'll drill through it and drill through the bed of the truck, and that's what will hold the tank to the bed of the truck. And put another one over here, and then right here I'm going to take this angle iron that's on this little stand right here that was given to me. This was given to me a while back, and I'm going to cut these legs off right here, and I'm going to use this end of this angle iron rack right here, and I'm going to weld it on there just like it's sitting on this wooden box right there. And it's going to go right here, and then a fire extinguisher mount is going to drill and bolt to that angle iron right there. So my fire extinguisher is going to sit on top of my fuel tank now, with the butt of it, the base plate of the fire extinguisher will be right here. So the handle and everything on the fire extinguisher will be right here. So if you have to grab it real quick, you'll unlatch it right here, grab it and take off with it. That way it won't be in the bed of my truck no more or anything like that. But what I'm going to do is I'll come back all this splatter. I'll take the grinder, clean all of that off. I'll clean all the splatter off all over it. It's got some. And then I'll take the grinder with the wire brush on it, and I'll run over the entire tank there with it, and then she'll be ready to paint. That's just some nozzle splatter stuff. That's where I started off with the nozzle, with some splatter stuff when I started welding right there, and that's where it blew off of it at when it first got hot. That's all that is right there, just that from that anti-splatter. But tomorrow night I'll be coming in here and putting a little air to it. I'll cap these two. I'll put a fitting in right here to hook the air hose up to it. Just a little bit of air, about 1/4 pound of air. Go around all these seams with soapy water, squirting it on it. And that'll be it. But I'm pretty happy with it. Like the way it looks. Looks good. I do have a couple of things that I'm going to do to it that I'm not going to disclose. I'm just going to show them to y'all once it gets completely done. That's going to kind of be a secret. It's going to be some detail stuff that's going to be on it. So I'm fixing to close my shop up. I'll holler at y'all later. See y'all. Now look, that's got to get the cool shot award right there. I don't know if Chucky 2009's ever got that close or not, but that was pretty freaking cool, man. And my camera's still living too, so later taters.